Here is Icewave, the Battlebots, with an awesome bar spinner that managed to rip Vanquish and Huge in half. It fell to Rotator in the 2018 season, but caused some great havoc on the way. I'm going to be showing you how to make your own model Icewave. Hopefully your model Icewave should look something a bit like this after you followed this tutorial and have a working spinner. To make your model Icewave, you will need a sheet of white cardboard, blue, orange, black and yellow pens, a ruler, scissors, sellotape, and finally a toothpick. These are very cheap and very easy to find, so that's all you will need. You will need to draw these instructions onto your piece of card. Click the link in the description below to find them on the Fan-Made Robot Wars wiki. You'll find them there and you can draw them onto your piece of card because they're kind of complicated to explain on camera. So these are what your instructions should look like once you've coloured them in. This can also be found on the wiki, so click the link in the description. You may want to add some detail of your own that I may have missed on here. But this is what it should look like. These are what your pieces should look like once you've cut them all out. We're going to start by folding together your Icewave chassis. So taking a ruler, you need to fold the separate panels like this. Make sure you fold them to a right angle. Naturally, your model Icewave is going to want to open back up after you've folded it, so add a bit of sellotape to keep it closed. Hopefully you can do it a bit neater than I have, so you need to sellotape the sides to the base. Now that you've sellotaped your chassis together, you're going to want to find the centre point of this square or rectangle and puncture it with the toothpick. I've marked it out with the engine, and this might be a little bit hard because it doesn't have the front support yet, but you need to puncture it with the toothpick and make sure it goes all the way through the base. Now you're going to want to do the exact same thing to the spinner of Icewave. Find the centre point and make sure you put it on the toothpick like that, so it sits on top of the chassis, and then you can spin it, and it's a bar spinner. You will be folding your wedge now, because Icewave's wedge isn't just straight, it has these triangles at the side, so fold the triangles down like you did with the chassis. And just make sure that they're strong. So your wedge should be able to sit like that. Now sellotape your wedge to the front of your Icewave model. Make sure that it doesn't get in the way of the spinner and it can still turn freely. Now you want to fold together your top engine. So just like you did for the chassis and for the wedge, fold everything together like that. So you should have something that looks a bit like this. If you remember, we had another tiny panel with the Icewave logo on it. Well, you want to put that on top once you've folded this all together. This is the top engine and it's going to sit above the blade. So you want to take a pair of scissors and just cut the top of the toothpick off. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier, but you will also need some blue tack so the engine can sit on top of the toothpick. And there you have it, your own model Icewave to to fight alongside your Hexbug products. And of course, Lucky, go and watch that tutorial as well. It has a working spinner, the wedge, the engine, and everything you need to make your friends jealous because they don't have an Icewave model and you watched this tutorial and you do. So thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.